Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Produce this.
And welcome back to the Hot Rod Lounge. My name is Travis. We've got a great show for you today. We're out in front of Tierra. Me Tierra. I said it. Me Tierra. It's one of our favorite Mexican restaurants here in Tulsa.
Really good food.
And I'm getting my water. Hey, we're brought to you by Riverside Ford of Tulsa and sponsored by Scotch Media Group. This is a disaster. I'm just going to hand it over to you, Randy. How are you today?
T. Hall, my buddy. We are, as Buck Owens used to say, we are together again.
A little bit different show today.
Yeah. Yeah, we're. This is not what I expected when I rolled up here.
Well,
I thought we were going to be on the patio, and instead, we're in the parking lot. We got kicked out.
Of the patio.
well, we wanted to feature.
I mean, I've been kicked out of here.
We wanted to feature the cars, and it was hard to feature the cars from on the patio because you can't really see the parking lot from the camera standpoint. So
Right.
So we got your cars here.
We got all the cars here. Steve Hahn is here.
That's right.
With the green bullet.
The Highland Green
Highland Green bullet. And
Very,
then
very rare car.
That's right.
to my right, and always to my right, is Prince Earl. And he's got the GTH. It's kind of out of camera shot right here.
Beautiful car.
It's a beautiful car. And a lot of folks don't know he actually bought that at a Hertz used car dealer.
Well, there's a rental car flag right on it right now.
They gave me that when I bought it.
You know? So, Travis, what have you been doing, bro? I haven't seen you in like 24 hours.
Has it been that long?
And then, Steve McQueen, how are things in the world of goodwill and directing?
Yeah.
And what's going on over there next to Billy Ray's?
Life is good. Working with people to help them find the right career path in their life, knowing that the right job, the right opportunity really has the power to change and transform people's lives is a powerful place.
Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah, that's what we're doing with Work Ready Oklahoma. And we are DHS funded, and we are reaching a lot of people. And so, perhaps we can do a show from that site one day.
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
That's a great idea.
That is a great idea.
Love that.
Now,
You need your own podcast, and we'll talk about that.
you're... by the time I get done today, I may run off your government funding. So, it's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Let's not do that.
Hey, we forgot to mention. So we got here and we didn't have power. Well, we had power, but the cord is really far away. So TJ, our
Producer, as he told me.
he's got himself a new Maverick, and now his Maverick's better than my Ranger because we're now powered by this little Maverick that he's got over here.
We are powered by the all-new Ford Maverick, also from Riverside Ford of Tulsa.
Pickup truck, not the old car.
Yeah, it's not the old car.
It's a beautiful truck. I mean, I test drove the Trimmer a couple months ago. I was in test driving
Right.
a Ranger just earlier this week, yesterday as a matter of fact, and Randy looked at the Trimmer I was looking at, and what did you tell me, sir?
At the price you want to spend,
Right.
you can't drive that one.
I was going to be like, wait a minute, it doesn't have a bed liner? It doesn't have some accessories that I want? I'm like, come on, man. You know how I work.
Steve and I I've known Steve years and years and years, and we have sold him several Mustangs, and I'm just honest with Steve. When he walked in and said he wanted a black bullet, I said, no, not from me, bro.
Well, and I'm particular, too, about the deal that I want. And so it's funny to go back and forth with Randy and his team and kind of get it squared away. They'll circle numbers. I'll circle numbers. They'll cross out. I'll cross out numbers. And it goes back and forth. It's just a lot of fun.
Tic-tac-toe.
Tic-tac-toe.
That's exactly right.
And then also, we got to bring this up because this is a big deal. Mr. Prince Earl has a race team.
Yeah.
Okay?
We need to get them on the podcast.
This is something that every man in the world would love to have. A race team.
No doubt.
And they race a Mustang. And Earl, how did the race team do this last year?
Well, we race in a series called Funny Car Chaos. We go to 8 racetracks, and you race, to win the race, but you also race for points. So at the end of the year, like most racing series, there's a champion, and we won it. We won the championship.
When do you get the ring?
Soon.
Soon.
Wow! Congratulations.
That is, I think as Earl's friend, we all ought to get rings. You know what I'm saying?
We should get them in and talk to them about the season.
I'm telling you, next season, one weekend, I'm crawling in the transporter and going with him.
You can do it.
Awesome.
So what's now?
Well, you rebuild from the parts and work that you need to do in the wintertime. There's no such thing as an off season, but they call it the off season. But it'll get some upgrades and some things get fixed, and work all winter long on it and ready to go again in April.
Awesome.
Hey, Mr. Producer, can you grab your handheld and get a shot right up here for us? Can you? All right.
Before you do that, I wanted to thank Andy again from Andy's Hot Rod
Custard and Concrete.
Hot Rods and Restoration. I thought that was a really good show.
That was a great show.
I'd like to go back as I still have questions.
I wish we could take pictures in that building.
Right.
Yeah.
There was some of the cars and some of the people that don't want you to know, and there was things there that I want to know.
Well, sworn to secrecy.
Sworn to secrecy.
Yeah, a little bit.
We had to sign away our firstborn.
That's almost. I mean, it was pretty serious.
It really was.
Yeah. But you spend that kind of money on he had $800,000 in one of those things. I mean, it was up there.
There was one he was building. He'll have $1 million in it by the time he's done.
I don't know that I want anybody to know about it either until it was done.
Not me, buddy. I'd ride it on the side of it. I spent $1 million. Hey, so right here.
You're gonna have to move your microphone with you.
I'm gonna have to move my microphone with me. Miss Kendra, hello. Right here on the patio, me, Tierra, Miss Kendra is celebrating her 30-something birthday, 30-something. Happy birthday from the crew.
Happy birthday.
Enjoy. Thank you, Mr. Producer.
Randy, didn't you say there was some kind of special going on tonight? It is Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
Tuesday.
What day does this air on, Travis, now?
Well, it airs on Sunday.
Sunday, okay.
Yep.
So it's Tuesday night. We're sitting in the parking lot. Every Tuesday, me, Tierra, Ramon, you guys have met Ramon. He's just a cool dude. Scotch Marketing's working on his website.
Yep, almost done.
Sister Cindy handles their advertising for them. And so we just love this place. We come up. Wendy and I have been known to eat here 4 nights out of 7. And it's just a great place. But Tuesday night is Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
And you can say that now
I can.
without being sued.
Why would I be sued for saying Taco Tuesday?
Because there was a company out of California or something who bought the rights to the name Taco Tuesday.
Get out.
I'm serious. And it went through a big lawsuit.
Really?
And here recently they lost finally.
Do you remember their name?
I can't remember because you put me on the spot. I can't remember. But I'll find out.
Well, I don't need to know the name. If they're listening, though, it's Taco Tuesday. Hey, so I was perusing. Oh, let's talk about. So I go to the doctor today. You'll find this funny. Okay, I'm almost 60. He says.
That is funny.
He says.
Sorry.
He says, Randy.
Well, there's only one picture in mind when you almost turn 60 when you go to the doctor.
You have high blood pressure.
Uh-oh.
I said yes.
And be careful.
Also sponsored by Riverside Ford of Tulsa.
That's what I thought.
Earl, could you speak up over here?
Did you really have high blood pressure?
Been there and
Yes.
done that.
Right.
Good job.
High blood pressure. Sponsored by Riverside Ford of Tulsa, where Riverside is by
always
your
by
side.
Always by your side.
Right there.
So I was looking. I get automotive news, and read through it. This article caught my eye when it came in the mail. You ready for this? Dipsticks slide into obsolescence. Now, if the automakers are truly doing away with the dipstick in the engine, How you going?
It's amazing.
What is that squeal, Travis Hall?
That is called feedback.
Got some
Feedback. It is. Can you imagine a vehicle that you can't check the oil?
Well, I would assuming that they're probably going to start relying on the gauges to tell you, like my truck has. The percentages.
Yeah, it has a sensor that tells you when you have oil, need oil.
Percent life left.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this checks the volume. But the problem I see is I watched this happen at the dealership on a Volvo,
Yeah.
and it didn't detect it quick enough.
Well, so where's that liability lay?
That liability, I mean, if the vehicle's out of warranty, there is no
Right.
liability. But it gave me a thought. Dipsticks slide into obsolescence. Can we do the same thing in Washington? Okay? I think that would just be...
Moving right along.
Uh-oh.
Cars.
They ride in cars. Cars that we pay for.
Car show.
Okay?
Did you actually think about what the author said about that article, the way he named it? Think about that.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a.
No, dipsticks
Slide.
slide back into the tube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I caught the whole thing, but then the whole Washington thing came to mind. I forgot. You know?
Yeah.
TJ will love this one. 90s cars are all the rage right now.
Really?
Did you know that?
No.
90s cars.
90s cars, all the rage.
What was in the 90s? That was like the worst time for cars.
Well, unless you were driving a Skyline,
Yeah.
okay?
90s was awful.
But it goes through and talks about all these. This dude you can see in the picture, he's got a little dealership, and all he sells is 90s cars.
Let's
The
see what
last-
he's got on there.
What's he got?
He's got a
the last
Now-
good
he's got
Mustang.
a Land Rover.
The one I had to look up as I read the article was a Nissan Presidential.
No, I've never even heard of that.
I'd never heard of a Nissan Presidential, but it looks a whole lot like, remember the old 70s square Volvos?
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
what it looked like.
I had one of those.
Did you? Built like iron. Mm-hmm. You couldn't wear them out.
What's that going for then, Randy?
What, the Volvo or the Nissan Presidential?
The Nissan Presidential.
It didn't have a price on it.
Huh. All the rage, huh?
It was all the rage.
Fabulous.
Fabulous. Why are you putting that back up there? I threw that on the ground.
Well, for the listeners out there, if you want to make yourself feel old, the 90s cars are all the rage, and then the first thing he puts under the heading there is 25-year-old cars.
Yeah.
They're 25 years old.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Cars of the 90s.
Yep.
But if you think about cars of the 90s, I don't remember anything that really stood out.
Well, that's
Yeah.
why I wonder what the Mustang. What that was a Fox body.
Fox
back then,
body.
right?
Yeah, that
Fox
was
body.
the worst.
And they are hot.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
They
can't only
are.
buy one less five to 7,000.
Yep.
he says, the big one that he sells is the Nissan Figaro.
the Fiero.
Nope.
No, that's
That was a Pontiac.
That's a Pontiac.
Oh, okay.
Could have been a clutch car.
Yep.
Here's
Figaro.
that little red one right there is a Figaro. Oh, remember the cartoon Figaro.
I don't even.
I still don't even know.
What in the world?
That's weird.
Hey, like
That is
that one.
Weird.
So
I
90,
don't. I don't like it at all.
So, Steve, how about you're looking for a daily, man?
I am.
A Figaro.
We could run down and see Seth,
Right.
borrow Earl and the transporter, and bring home a Figaro.
I wonder if they go for it. See, all that stuff's just crazy to me.
I just wonder if they go anyway.
Right.
I mean, that.
A
But
little
this-
bit of that could be, those carbureted cars were moving out because
Right.
ethanol in your gasoline and carburetors do not get along. But
Right.
the fuel injection, no problemo. Cars of the 90s all went to fuel injection.
And they did.
and this is automotive news,
Yes.
in case the people were wondering.
This is what if you work
I really don't think anybody cares.
90s are taken back over.
Yeah.
Go back to the 90s.
if you work in management at a car dealership, they almost require you
That's
to sign
required
up.
reading.
This is required reading.
Required reading.
And none of you guys read it.
I read it. I knew about the Figaro,
It's true. I'm sorry.
but the The other article that we'll talk about next time, they were talking about hydrogen cars. That just no way, shape, or form sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
There was a guy here, and Earl, you might have known him. He did the car shows, the Tuesday night cruise nights.
Yeah, we used to go to those. Travis,
Yes.
we
Go to
sponsored them.
Yes, that's right. That old guy, I'm sorry, I don't remember his name. He's probably not around anymore. He was trying to build a water-driven or hydrogen-driven car engine.
Yep.
He had like patents on certain items and stuff. I'm curious. I wonder whatever happened with that.
I don't know, but
He died 2 years ago.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
He used to do the traveling music show. Remember that?
no.
He had an older PA system, and he'd play '60s music.
Oh wow.
Pretty eccentric guy.
He was. Yeah, I did the website for him for a very long time.
Pretty eccentric guy. Have you hung out with Travis?
No.
I'm boring. I am a
Now-
boring person.
As they hear the noise in the background,
Yep.
hear the music.
Hear the tunes. Yep.
It's Taco Tuesday.
It is
Taco Tuesday.
I'm not
So-
I'm not sure they'll pick it up.
So, come on down. After this is done, I'm having tacos, boys.
That's what we're
I
having.
want
I'm just
a
telling
couple
you.
tacos too.
Taco, and I think they're like $1.25 or $2.25.
You better hope you're getting that right.
Well,
They're anywhere
I've got them
between-
on their website for $1.95 each.
Okay,
so-
$1.95 each. Taco
Thanks.
Tuesday. If they're more than that, see Travis. He'll pay.
All right,
Okay.
I have a real question.
Yeah.
So last week we talked with Andy and stuff, and there was a lot of things that he was talking about I didn't understand, and I wasn't going to say anything because I didn't want to look really that stupid. But
Right. Oh, look.
Uh-oh.
It's Ramon.
hey,
Ramon is the owner and the proprietor. Can you get a shot of Ramon there?
Got him.
Hey, are the tacos tonight are $1.95?
Taco Tuesday, 195.
$1.95.
we're in.
Let's have it.
Yeah, we're gonna need 2 tree dozen
Yeah.
probably.
At least 3 for this one.
Yes, and Earl, you've never seen Earl eat tacos like this dude put away the tacos.
They're good tacos too. They're not like little ones.
No, they're good.
tacos.
Earl is awfully quiet tonight. What's the matter, Earl?
I'm just.
Wait, hang on.
I was under anesthesia yesterday, a little outpatient surgery, so I'm just catching up.
Yeah.
So he talked. Going back to Andy, he talked about platforms, and I
Uh-huh.
wasn't familiar with the fact that Ford had a different platform versus Chevy versus. He even talked about a Godzilla platform.
Oh,
So what is that? What is a platform?
Well, a Godzilla motor. Steve's car is and Earl's car is a 5.0. Okay, 5.0 V8.
Okay.
Okay, that is the Coyote platform.
Coyote.
Okay.
Then they build a 7.3, which is a V8, and a 6.8, 6.8, 7.3, and they're known as the Godzilla platform.
So they're just names for particular types of engines.
Well, yes, and I'm going to tell you this. There's a bunch of guys out there, if you'll hit the YouTubies, that are taking those 7.3 Godzilla motors, twin turbo in them, and putting them in a car like Earl's and Steve's.
Well, I know he talked a little bit about that last week about having to.
And size-wise,
Yeah.
they're a little narrower than the 5.0 and weigh, I think, Snake.
Yep.
That's the guy you need to ask about all this because he wants to put one in everything. He wants to go-kart with one. I'm just telling you. But he says they weigh like 60 pounds more than that 5.0.
Really?
Yeah. And I seen a YouTube article. It was a 427 kit car that they had put the 7.3 Godzilla in.
Wow.
Did you see Steve's
Wow.
face? That car weighs what, Earl? 2,000 pounds?
Barely.
And then we're going to put a 7.3 in it. Not a diesel. Not to be confused with the 7.3 diesel that we built many, many years ago. Because it's a gas motor.
Well, I saw an article today about Corvette introduced the LT7,
Right.
which is over 1,000 horsepower, right
There.
there. So do they have a name, or are they LT series engines?
I don't know that they have a name.
Okay. Maybe I'm overthinking the whole thing. it just seemed weird. He was talking about LS swaps,
Platforms, yeah.
Well-
with the swaps and the Coyotes and the Godzillas, and I'm from a non-engine dude. I'm like,
And chime in here,
Yes.
Earl, because
I
you
dig
are
it.
the
Yes.
engine digger.
Well, this has gone on for years. You know, there's the Fox body platforms.
Right.
And then there was the ultimate in family cars and police cruisers known as the Crown Victoria platform.
That's what you need to find, Steve.
Crown-
I didn't realize that was a platform.
Oh, yeah. It's
Okay.
Yeah.
They built everything out of a Crown Victoria.
Okay.
And then the SUV platforms, you know, you had the big stuff, the great big Suburbans and the Excursions.
so
You
is it
know?
very similar to like my Ranger sits on a Bronco platform,
Platform.
chassis or whatever.
Chassis, yeah.
So that's kind of the same concept.
Kind of the same concept,
Okay.
yes. Because the engine in your Ranger
Right.
is the same four-cylinder engine
In the Bronco.
in the big Bronco.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yep.
Is it the same in the Mustang too?
No,
Okay. What is it? It's
The
a
Must-
EcoBoost. Is it a 2.3 EcoBoost?
2.3 EcoBoost.
Okay. These aren't. You don't have an EcoBoost.
Mine-
His is an EcoBoost.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
but it's different.
We do not build at this point in time in these platforms a four-cylinder that is not turbocharged.
Yeah, the turbo on
Okay.
that makes the world of difference.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I tell you what makes a real world of difference: the performance tune you can put on that truck.
I know. Have they come down in price? Are they still $1,000?
They're still $1,000.
What's it get?
50 horsepower to the wheel, right?
Yeah, and what you really pick up is torque.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's absolutely amazing what it'll do. Because you talk about platforms. Let's go back to Earl's day, okay? If you wanted to build a car and put another 50 horsepower in it, you tore it apart, and it was a chore.
Big chore
And cost you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars
to get 50 horsepower.
to get 50 horsepower. Nowadays, if
Plug and play?
well, if I could reach over Earl's shoulder in the trunk of that Mustang right there, there's a box about that big, an SCT tuner.
Yeah.
You plug it into the car and change every parameter in it in a matter of seconds.
Yeah. And a lot of that,
$1,000 for you.
well,
Yeah.
a lot of
$1,000.
that was developed because to meet
Look at Randy.
EPA and NSTS safety standards, there's only a certain amount of stuff allowed on every platform.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, for instance, gas mileage. Gasoline makes horsepower, and it's set up for them to pass 2 or 3 years before they make the thing. But when you get one of these little tuners, you, as the owner, you can do what you want. Not supposed to,
Right.
Yeah.
but you can change the timing, the fuel, everything, fuel management systems on these cars.
So that
Pretty
made me-
cool.
So,
That's neat.
whoa. So in order to keep to certain standards of EPA, they build one version of it,
Right.
but you can just click the button and be out of that.
With
Or-
the tuner plugged in.
Okay.
Right.
It's a little digital
But
thing.
you have the modes, right?
Yes, I have
Yes.
the mode.
So
Earl's got modes.
Yep.
So if you're in standard mode, which is just the standard everyday
Factory
driving,
settings.
Yep.
if you change it out to performance mode or sport mode, does that still keep you within the EPA standards?
Yes.
Okay, so the car always has to be like
If
legal.
Within reason. Within reason.
If
Yeah.
you want to get outside the EPA modes,
Yeah.
you have to have it tuned or tweaked at a shop, like a performance shop,
Right.
like Andy's,
Right.
that's not associated. A dealer can't do those things.
Illegal. Illegal.
We were talking to the gentleman before the show that wanted to delete the DEF system on his diesel truck,
Right.
A no-no. That's a no-no. Allegedly.
allegedly.
By the way, never mind.
But we, from a dealership standpoint, can't do that. If you trade in a truck or
Right.
try to trade in a truck that's deleted, from a dealership standpoint, we can't sell it.
Wow.
So what's he trying to delete? What's the
Okay, on these new diesels. Okay, do you remember the olden days when we used to joke with the new hires and tell them to go get us some muffler fluid?
yes?
It is now a thing.
You're right.
Okay.
I've heard this.
Yeah. So on a diesel truck, you open up the gas cap, and there's 2 holes instead of 1. Green
Right.
cap, blue cap. Okay. One of them is DEF fluid, and it sprays into the particulate filter
Which keeps the black smoke down,
to
right?
keep the black smoke down.
See, this is interesting because you'll see that like on the highway, right?
Right.
Because I'm like, what is that stuff? What is that all about? DEF. You're
DEF,
like, oh,
DEF.
I don't know what it is. Thank
And
you.
if you run out of DEF, your diesel truck goes into limp mode.
Really? So
you
it'll
have-
limit your power until you get to go put more in.
Oh, it'll limit the go.
Wow.
So you could be out in the middle of the nowhere and not be able to run over 40 miles an hour.
So is it just like filling a tank of diesel fuel? It's the same
Yes.
concept. It burns at about the same rate.
Yep. No. A 6 or 12 gallons of DEF fluid will last you 700, 800, 1,000 miles.
Oh.
So
Okay.
what's the advantage of not having to have that?
You eliminate. Okay, so you remember in the late 70s, 80s, 90s when they put all those EPA smog regulations on cars, and your new Corvette had almost 200 horsepower.
Right? Right.
Okay, you can delete that. Then you can tune it. You can tweak it. You can. Earl can tell you this from the drag strip. There are 4-wheel drive diesel trucks out there that'll run 11s.
Oh.
Correct.
Correct.
But they don't have they have the diesel exhaust fluid, DEF, off of the truck.
Yeah, they delete it.
Oh, okay.
It's like the olden days of cutting off the catalytic converters.
Yes, I was just
Same
I was
concept.
just
Same
going to say
concept.
that. I was just going to say that.
So you're talking about staying within these EPA numbers.
Right.
For every hot rod like this that a manufacturer sells, for every 11 of those, they have to sell 1 electric car to keep them within the ratios.
Does hybrid count?
Well, hybrid has a lower CAFE number,
Okay.
but it's not 0.
So
Okay.
your
So are you still?
automakers get credits
Yep.
for the non-polluting
Yeah.
hybrid and total electric, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And if you run out of credits, you buy them from Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Randy, are you still running the BOGO sale on these?
The BOGO sale
Buy one, get one.
on the electric cars.
Right?
Ford Lightning, buy one, get one free.
I was
really, no.
I was thinking about going back to the hydrogen cars from earlier.
Yeah.
If we'd park the hydrogen cars next to the electric cars, we could solve
What
both
a
problems.
combo. Right.
Remember the Hindenburg and a little lightning strike? Bam.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
He
there
don't.
was a hot air balloon or a blimp, what's that they call them?
Yes.
That came down just yesterday or the day before in Mexico.
Well, it didn't have hydrogen in it, I assure you.
No, it just it did not.
That's
fall
why I
in
don't
flame.
ride in those.
Yeah.
So let's change the subject here.
Again?
Because I think
Harley.
it's topical. It's topical.
Okay.
So every Sunday morning, I'm an early riser. I watch the CBS morning show. It's on every morning at 8 o'clock, hosted by Jane Pauley. Her guest was, I can't remember her last name, but I believe it was Karen. She was CEO and president of General Motors.
Yes.
Okay.
It was a wonderfully done show. She's been the CEO of 10 years. And of course, the first thing they went to, electric,
Right.
lesser non-polluting cars.
Yeah.
Right.
This lady is smart. She didn't name the administration, but she strongly implied we're not ready
Right.
Yeah.
by 2035.
Oh, yeah.
Will we get there?
Right.
Maybe. But here's the key words she said. I want our customers, and they showed that new Corvette. Oh, it was bad.
Oh,
It's-
oh my
they
yeah.
are
God.
bad at
It's
And they went
beautiful.
to the test track with it.
Right.
But what her point was, I want the customers to have a choice
Yeah.
versus, piston engines and electric cars for the foreseeable future, which means past 2035. And she talked about their performance, folks, which their premier is that new Corvette.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
And
obviously they're not going away. They're not stepping away. Otherwise, they wouldn't have put the billions of dollars they put into the making of that new Corvette. I mean,
Right.
And so, the other thing that really struck me, I mean, this lady is she's been there 10 years.
Yeah.
And she worked her way up through the ranks. But one of the coolest things, Randy, quit sniffing those tacos.
He's getting distracted. It's taco time.
Distracted.
All of a sudden, there was a waft of taco
I don't
smell.
see why
They
we don't have
opened that door.
tacos coming to us right now, Randy. Sorry, Earl.
They went out on the test track in not only the Corvette, but also their premier Cadillac Escalade.
Yep.
Whatever they call it, Elante, but it's total electric, and it was fabulously. The dash was all high tech. She said, "We're working on stuff with our staff, our engineers, fabricators, architects, and designers, for stuff that'll be built 5 and 6 years from now," which everybody knows that if you follow automotive. But here was the kicker, and this will go right to Travis's group. She said, over 90% of the workers at General Motors have less than 5 years service and are under the age of 40.
Oh, really?
Wow.
So you've got his generation engaged in making the next vehicles. Not only gasoline, methanol, maybe hydrogen, but electric too.
Right.
The other thing she said, which really caught my eye, and this was a big truck. This Cadillac baby was SUV was a monster.
Absolutely.
Like
it's huge.
This is like an 8-passenger thing, probably
Right.
6 comfortably. But she said this vehicle, which I think it comes out this Friday for dealers, to sell. They're now at 480 miles on a single charge.
Yep.
See how that keeps growing
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
your technology?
Right.
Well, Elon Musk said that. In fact, he said on his yesterday or the day before, if you want to make money in the stock market, invest in, and I don't remember the terminology, but like the recycling of these batteries, the technology to make them longer,
Right.
to last longer. That's where the holy grail is.
Renewable energy.
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
the big
Well,
thing.
something about the nickel or
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
Here's a question too. It seems like we went to gas engine to electric real quick, but the hybrid. How come it seemed like we've had the hybrid engine for a long time?
25 years.
Yeah, so
it's
how
called a Prius.
Exactly.
And they run forever.
Forever.
Yeah, and there was an escape. You guys have a use escape on your lot right now that's a hybrid.
Right.
And so it seems like there was a huge. Now, I don't know, but it seems like you could develop that market out a little bit more before you jump into this all electric
Yes. Agreed.
vehicle.
I think the all-electric vehicle was a government push.
Yes.
In
She
my
almost
opinion.
said that.
Yeah.
Well, I did.
But she's on national TV.
Right.
Well, we really should have somebody on the show. I really wish we could get the lady from the Ford.
Yeah.
I know you could probably make it happen.
She didn't move here, dog.
But you still know her well enough. Maybe we can get her on the
probably
show.
do something.
Just from a high level perspective, because
Right.
obviously we don't know all of the ins and outs. Why is the push? Obviously, they're pushing too fast.
Can we
but
do a phone call in?
We can.
Can we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can probably set that up.
Yeah.
You talk about hybrid, and you were on the lot, and you
Yeah.
dug the escape.
Yeah.
You should have went 3 rows back to the north, and there is a hybrid Lincoln Aviator black label.
Don't tell Gail that. Black label, massaged, captain's
dude.
chairs. I
It-
mean,
yeah.
that's the plush side right there.
I'll tell Gail.
I'm telling you.
And it's
I'll tell Gail.
it's hybrid.
See.
I'll
Yeah.
send Gail an iPacket, and she can look at the pictures.
Thanks.
iPacket, that's another shout out.
Brought to you by iPacket.
But you know,
you have no
this-
idea what that
it
is.
kinda-
iPacket.
Her remarks, she's very well spoken, very well educated, deep into, the world's largest automaker, General Motors. But she had some common sense to it.
Yeah.
Like, we're not there. The engineering hasn't caught up.
Right.
But it's moving along, and those customers, Ford's doing the same thing. So is Dodge,
Yeah.
where you have a choice.
Dodge-
Like, for instance, this electric pickup. If you went if it was your daily driver and you didn't go any further than Catoosa, Claremore, Bixby, and that's what you're doing daily,
Right.
almost like a service vehicle. You don't need a gas engine. You really don't.
Right.
No. The key to the electric vehicle is the charger in the garage.
Correct.
That's the whole key.
It's a daily commuter vehicle.
Right.
That's what this stuff is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is not yet ready to drive to Dallas.
Right.
No, but
Yeah.
they're getting
Well,
close.
they're getting pretty close.
Yeah.
I mean, the charging has to be quicker for me.
It does.
I can't stop 400 miles and then wait 2 hours.
Well, think
you know what I mean?
And you got to plot your course
right,
too.
right. So
Yeah.
once
and
we
she
can
mentioned that about the charging stations.
Right.
We're not
Yeah.
there.
We're not.
once we can get the 30-minute charging, I might be on
Wow.
board.
To that point,
I like the hybrid idea.
remember
Me
how
too.
long it took to charge your cotton picking flip phone?
True.
Not only overnight, but maybe into the morning.
Sure.
Mine is done in 2 hours.
Yeah. My phone on a quick charge, I can have 75% battery within an hour.
right.
You know.
You'll get there in your automotive industry. You'll get
Right.
there.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I just, when it gets to that point, I think we'll have a lot better conversations about long distance.
Mm-hmm.
But
And some of the technology in these hybrids, Steve, your wheels, all four of them moving, are producing energy.
That's what I thought.
So you move that, you capture it, and who's working on it big time is Volvo.
Right.
Yeah.
You capture that, and it goes into your battery.
Right.
but the braking recycles the power, right?
It'll
brake.
regenerate
Yeah.
so much.
So much.
Right, sure.
But it can only catch so much.
Sure.
So with
Yeah.
a hybrid, when you have an all-electric vehicle, there's a lot of torque and horse, so they're quick. Is it the same kind of power with a hybrid, or is it less power?
It depends on which hybrid you have.
Okay.
They build a version of Earl's pickup called the Power Boost.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and it's got a stronger you can run it up to about 30 miles an hour and never kick the gas motor in.
Wow.
And it will come out of the hole like a race car.
That sounds like it. Wow.
But
Okay.
and again, it allows you these options, much like TJ's Maverick over here,
Yeah.
to be able to power things.
So
Right.
Out
what
of
you're
the
saying is
vehicle.
they have you off the line.
Yes, for a brief
It took
second.
30 mile an hour, and then it's all over.
Well, let's be honest. I mean, because it's direct torque, right? I mean, it's not
Direct torque.
So
There's an electric motor on every wheel.
right.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not. I mean, theoretically, it's not really a competition
Right.
until you get past a quarter mile.
Right.
So, I mean, is it fair? I don't know. If you're going to race them, it almost seems like you'd want to push that, because even like in the dragsters, if I can get all that power to the back of that wheel faster, keep it down and push it faster, my time's going to be slower. Why wouldn't I do that? You know what I mean? Instead
And
of
there's some of that stuff's out there.
Yep.
right.
Well,
Even in the little small called a junior dragster,
Yep.
I saw 2 or 3 of them. We raced middle of July in Ardmore, and 3 of the kids had, instead of the 1-cylinder little motor, that makes the most pop 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 pop. Both of them had electric motors on them, and they're quick.
oh,
That's
they're
cool.
really quick.
For what you just
Yeah.
said, Travis.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, think
no
of,
noise, but they goes gone.
That's
Boom.
cool.
think of the hypercars that run at the 24-hour races.
Yeah.
Those are battery gas hybrids.
Right.
That's why when they go by, they go.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
So
I don't know. It's gonna be. It's here. It's not going anywhere. I mean, as far as electric, they're just gonna have to figure out how to deal with it. Obviously, it's moving faster than probably what everybody wants, but it also pushes people to do things that they probably didn't think could happen. So I don't know. We'll have to see how it all lays out. I know you guys. I like the hybrid idea.
everybody thought Henry Ford was crazy when he came out with the gas-powered car instead of a horse.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
The horseless carriage. Okay. The one I read about today that doesn't excite me is the electric airplane. Kind of out.
Yep. Salt.
Yeah, no
Kind of
thanks.
seems like a bad idea at this
Yeah.
point.
Can you imagine how long extension cords you got to have?
I'd rather be in a glider.
Well, and
Well, when you run out of power, that's exactly what
You're
you'll
just
be
done.
in.
I saw that, and the upper parts of the wings are these high-tech solar panels.
Solar panels. Yeah.
Interesting.
And they're above the smog and the pollution and the
Yep.
clouds. You're getting a direct
That's right.
shot of sun.
I mean, there's probably an application. I mean, they could probably make that work. I don't know that as a passenger plane though. That's a lot of weight to push.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about flying planes. I don't.
Well, they're not aluminum anymore. They're carbon fiber.
Yeah, they're carbon fiber.
I mean, I don't know how much force it takes to get that plane moving. But once it's up, maybe it doesn't require as much power. It can regenerate while it's, flying. I don't know.
And that was another thing that she was really hinting about. They're hiring the greatest, smartest youngsters in the world to develop this stuff farther. It's very, very inspiring. And all the big three, and you got to throw Toyota in there too. They just wow.
Yep.
But
I was reading NASCAR news today. Okay.
That's dangerous.
And they were going over the standings of the manufacturers, and they only displayed the top three
why?
because there's only three.
Oh. Ford, Chevy, and Dodge.
Dodge pulled out
Dodge
of
ran out
NASCAR.
That's right.
years
You
ago.
guys told me that. You told me.
Ford, Chevy,
that. Toyota.
Toyota. But they were talking, it just amazed me. I'm reading it going, great, look, this team's in third place. Wait a minute.
There's only three.
There's only three. Hey, I think they know Earl's here.
Oh, the TPD down there.
Can you see the cop cars with
Yeah.
the flashy
Oh, yeah.
lights
Meeting.
back there?
Oh, yeah.
Three of them.
They're here for Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday. And speaking of Taco Tuesday, it's time to go eat tacos, boys.
Let's have some.
Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Hey.
I'm starving.
Hey, for Steve McQueen Hahn, my buddy Prince Earl, the crew out here in the parking lot, TJ and
You are not paying
Caspian.
attention to us at all.
No.
And hey, special thanks to Ramon and the crew
Yep.
and the guest here at Me Tierra for putting up with us out here interrupting dinner.
Come try their food.
Yeah, come get the food. And for my buddy that I always hang out with, Travis. I do that all the time. TJ, Travis. My
And
buddy Travis Hall.
Steve McQueen.
Yep, and then the wives are here tonight,
That's
so
right.
we got to say hi to the wives. I'm going to go talk to Gail about a Lincoln. So it's Randy
I'm sure Steve's
Pierce
excited.
Great.
for the Hot Rod Lounge, and guess what? We'll
Hey.
see you down the road.
Oh, follow us on YouTube.
Oh, do that part.
Oh, follow us on YouTube. All the Instagrams, all of the Facebooks.
Spotify.
And
you know.
share it with your buddy,
Share it. Give us some love.
please.
We need it.
And tell us what you want to hear more of.
That's right.
We're open to suggestions.
Yep.
We'll see you down the road.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.